Hi everyone. I thought it was time we should read a book. We haven't actually done that on this channel before, and I found the most wonderful little children's book some years ago. And I think there is so much inspiration and things we can learn from books. It's a lot about activating the imagination, but also activating senses and triggering senses. I think there is a reason why books have survived in a digital age. There's just something about sitting with a book and turning the pages over and all that for yourself. And there are some amazing children's books, of course. And instead of looking at the classics, I thought I would pick something a little random. But it's a wonderful little gem of a concertina book, and you may know it. And I thought we should read a story today and then have a little look at what sort of inspiration can we actually find in books or in written material, not just in children's books, but books generally. And is there anything we can use in interpretation when we do everything from exhibitions to maybe live interpretation or anything else? Is there anything we can take from the media of books and that way of writing stories down, which has existed for as long as we have been writing, really? So I want to show you this one. I hope you like it, and please do add any inspiration you have ever found in books. What is there anything you have directly sort of taken from a book that worked for you in an interpretation setting, or what sort of inspiration did you find in this book perhaps that I have missed? So please do share your thoughts, and as always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and add your comments below. This is such a great little gem of a book, and with some beautiful, beautiful drawings. The Meaning of Mice, translated for humans by Charles Van Sandwyk. Befitting for my stature, this is a short tale quietly told, for I am a painter mouse, and though I look at the world from a height of 3.5 inches, I see it through a gilded frame. A mouse needs very strong spectacles to put the big world in focus. Occasionally, something even stronger is required to comprehend it. In order to understand true meaning, a mouse must find its place in the big world. No matter how small we mice are, there's always someone smaller. For generations, we mice have earned our fortunes in the city. When my grandparents fell on hard times, they took work at the post office, chewing the perforations on stamps. Then grandfather got glue poisoning and had to take early retirement. One must make the most of things, for the time of a mouse is fleeting. All good mice go to the moon when they die, which everyone knows is cheese heaven. I want to show you the back as well. There's some lovely drawings here too. And it says here, in the original edition, the back of the concertina fold was left blank. The pictures which appear here are drawn especially for this edition. Mice, as you may well know, often work counterclockwise, so you may wish to view the pictorial narrative from right to left. I didn't actually know this about mice, but there we go. They're really wonderfully detailed, these drawings. And I just found, when I discovered this book some years ago now, I just found it to be such such a little gem of a book that you can just keep reading, I think, through generations, and still get a lot out of it. It's always really fun to find inspiration, I think, in new places. I think a couple of things I picked up from this was, well, first of all, the element of surprise. And children's books are fantastic for this, you know, especially a concertina like this, where you are sort of looking for the details yourself. So the element of surprise is always a fantastic one to incorporate in any piece of interpretation. And then I really like that you feel like diving into the details. You really want to study these beautiful drawings up close and find the details in them. I think there's a lovely element of engagement because you are unfolding the book as you read along, and you can do it in your own way. You can turn the pages as a book, or you can unfold all of it and sort of read through it and cover the entire table with it if you want to, and have it all unfolded. So there's something about you controlling how you want to read this story or engage in the story, which is quite lovely. The use of humor is fantastic. Humor is universal, and it doesn't really matter which language you speak. We all have a sense of humor, some more than others, but you know, and there's a lovely sense of humor in this one that I think definitely can translate into interpretation. I think this element of approaching the story from a completely different viewpoint. This is not just a story, you know, about mice. It's a story told by mice, you know, and acknowledging the fact that, yeah, this is, of course, a human that has written the story, but so there's a bias there, but I love that translated by humans, translated for humans. I think that's a wonderful way of putting it, instead of just saying this is a book by this or that author. So there's a wonderful sense of humor there as well, and acknowledging the fact that this is a different viewpoint taken. And it just creates more engagement, I think, in someone's story. And we can do that in many different ways. Of course, we have to be careful when we're dealing with historical research and elements, when we sort of try to take on a persona or try to take on a specific character. But there are definitely ways of doing that that makes a story more personal and more engaging. And I think there's a lot of inspiration to find around that. I'm really curious to know if you saw something else in this that we might take inspiration from in interpretation contexts. If so, what? Are there any books you have found inspiration in and that you might have used specifically in some of your work? Then please do share. It would be great to hear about.